Welcome to Kids Trailing. Get ready for fun, learning, and adventure. Let's go!
In the grand kingdom of Veridonia, where golden towers kissed the sky and rivers ran like liquid silver, there was a king whose wisdom and might were unmatched. King Aldrich, a ruler beloved by his people, had spent decades ensuring prosperity and peace. Yet, behind the shimmering facade of his reign, lurked a darkness unknown to many, a venomous plot that had long festered in the shadows of his own court. Aldrich had inherited not just a kingdom, but a legacy of bloodshed and betrayal. His father, King Harland, had seized the throne in a brutal coup, executing all who opposed him. Over time, enemies became whispers, whispers became legends, and legends turned into cautionary tales. But one lesson remained unshaken: power came at a price. Among those who had suffered from Harland's ruthless rise was the House of Vexen, a noble family once regarded as the heart of Veridonia. The head of the house, Lord Edgar Vexen, had been executed under suspicion of treason, leaving his widow and children destitute. Though Aldrich had made amends by restoring their lands and titles, the pain of the past could not be undone. Resentment simmered beneath the surface, waiting for the right moment to strike. At the heart of this looming betrayal was Lady Celine Vexen, Edgar's daughter. Raised in bitterness, she had learned to mask her hatred behind a veil of grace. She was known throughout the kingdom for her intelligence and beauty, her presence in court a reminder of Aldrich's attempt at justice. Yet, unknown to all, she had spent years weaving a meticulous plan to bring an end to the king's reign, a plan that would unfold with the coronation of his heir. Prince Roderick, Aldrich's only son, was set to ascend the throne on his 25th birthday. The grand coronation was to be the most extravagant event in Veridonia's history. The finest craftsmen had worked tirelessly on a golden crown, a masterpiece adorned with precious gems and ancient symbols of power. What no one knew was that this crown held a secret, a deadly one, concealed within its very structure. Celine had spent years studying the art of alchemy, seeking the perfect poison, one that would not kill instantly, but rather seep into the veins of its victim, taking hold slowly and inexorably. She had befriended the royal jeweler, gaining his trust, learning his craft, and eventually ensuring that she was given access to the sacred task of adorning the coronation crown. It was there, in the very workshop where the golden masterpiece took shape, that she embedded her vengeance. The poison, an ancient concoction derived from the venom of the black serpent, was carefully mixed with the gold leaf used to line the inside of the crown. Once worn, the warmth of the wearer's body would slowly release the toxin, allowing it to enter the bloodstream through the pores. Within days, the victim would begin to weaken, his strength fading, his mind clouding, until his body succumbed to an inexplicable illness. The day of the coronation arrived, and the kingdom gathered to witness the rise of their new ruler. The grand hall was filled with nobles, foreign emissaries, and common folk alike, all eager to see the young prince take his place upon the throne. Aldrich, though aging, stood tall beside his son, pride gleaming in his eyes. He believed that he had built a future where peace would endure, where Veridonia would never again be tainted by the sins of the past. As the high priest lifted the golden crown, a hush fell over the hall. The weight of history bore down upon the moment, and as the crown was placed upon Roderick's head, the hall erupted in cheers. Yet in that very instant, Celine's victory had begun. The poison, slow and patient, started its journey through the prince's body, an invisible shadow creeping towards its inevitable conclusion. Days passed, and the celebrations continued. Roderick appeared strong, but as time went on, subtle signs of weakness began to show. His hands trembled slightly when he raised his goblet, his steps faltered during processions, and his voice, once commanding, wavered ever so slightly. The court physicians were baffled. No sickness they knew of matched these symptoms. Rumors of a curse whispered through the castle corridors. Aldrich, ever the vigilant ruler, sensed that something was amiss. His instincts, honed by years of navigating treachery, urged him to look beyond mere illness. He ordered a private investigation, and it was not long before the truth surfaced. A skilled alchemist within the castle staff, upon examining the crown, uncovered the sinister secret embedded within the gold. The poison, though nearly undetectable, bore traces of a rare serpent's venom, one that had not been seen in Veridonia for decades, and there was only one person who had ever sought knowledge of such a toxin: Lady Celine Vexen. The revelation sent shockwaves through the court. Celine was seized, her composure unshaken, even as she was brought before the king. She did not beg, nor did she deny the accusations. Instead, she met Aldrich's gaze with the calm of one who had already accepted her fate. "You restored my family's lands, but you could never restore my father's life," she said, her voice steady. "You wear the crown of a king, but it is a crown built on blood. My vengeance was never against Roderick, it was against the throne itself." Aldrich, despite his fury, could not deny the truth in her words. The sins of the past had woven themselves into the fabric of Veridonia, and no crown, no matter how golden, could erase them. Yet justice had to be served. Celine was sentenced to exile, her name forever stripped from the annals of nobility. Roderick, though weakened, survived. The poison had taken its toll, but he emerged stronger, wiser. He ruled with a newfound understanding. That power, unchecked, bred resentment, and that justice must be tempered with mercy. The golden crown remained, but its inner lining was removed, reforged, and purified. It was a reminder that even the most beautiful things could harbor darkness within. And so, the legacy of Veridonia continued, not untainted, but aware, ever watchful for the shadows that lurked behind the throne.
Thanks for watching Kids Trailing. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fun. See you soon.